spot. Play it against sports at 48th and Vine.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hey, Nebraska sports fans. This summer, professional tennis returns to Lincoln. Watch rising stars of the ATP Tour compete for over $100,000 in prize money for the 2026 Lincoln Challenger from July 12th to the 19th at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center. Witness top tennis pros compete right here in Lincoln and experience tennis close-up like never before. To purchase tickets or to sign up for volunteer opportunities, please visit www.lincolnchallenger.com. Not just a stop, a stage. Lincoln Challenger 2026.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped and picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Hour one of Old School is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, home sweet home. It is good to be back. It was great being up in Omaha with our friends at the Blur Tailgate, but it is good to be back home at 1040 O Street. Welcome into Old School from the heart of downtown Lincoln. Austin Orman here, joined not by Jay Foreman, who's busy trying to rectify the damage done to his poor ankles by the NFL, getting that all worked out and checked out. So in place of Jay Foreman, we welcome in DP to Old School. DP, what's good? How are you?
Him and his wrecked ankles and knees, and not from the NFL, just from life.
Well,
just from life. High school athletes all over the place. No, it's one, it's gorgeous. I love days like this in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it's good to chop it up this afternoon. Lots to talk about along the way. So yeah. Let's see where you take us.
Lots to get to in the Huskerverse. Lots to get to in college sports writ large. Lots to get to in Major League Baseball. I'm excited for that conversation coming up at 5 o'clock. Major League Baseball, in the midst of the CBA negotiations, has submitted a few new proposals for the draft process that would affect high school players, college players, and the international ranks. So we'll get to that coming up at 5. A lot of time, though, will be spent on the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. Obviously, the 7-member class got announced today. But throughout the course of the day, DP, you and I were talking about this a little bit, and I think it's worth getting into the basketball aspect of things. You come up with some really shocking numbers for how many, or more specifically, how few players are in the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, which is different than the Nebraska Basketball Hall of Fame, Nebraska Men's and Women's Basketball Halls of Fame, that is. And so we'll get to that in just a sec. Do want to let you know that Graham Tire Company is the great sponsor of this show. They're celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most. 402-464-5685 was the number if you want to join the show. Eric, appreciate you hopping in on the Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line early as always. Right, DP? You're talking with Bach about this a little bit. I think we can dive a little more into it here to lead off the show. The complete and utter lack of basketball representation in the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame is striking.
Yeah, I mean, again, I tell people often that my advantage in talking sports in Nebraska and in Lincoln specific is that I have different eyes. I've learned, I've been focusing on different things, and sometimes you see the forest while others can't. And it's just, I'm not sure there is a Power 4 program where this applies. I can think of maybe Northwestern. But there's no other Power Four program that, quite frankly, doesn't find itself represented in that school's pantheon of greatest ever. That you could have, think of a university that has a Mount Rushmore for its athletic department and no basketball player is on it
anywhere. Yeah.
Like that's a stunning thing. And I don't know that it exists it may, and I'm certainly open to texters saying, hey, Power Four, Iowa State, but no, that doesn't exist there. So, yeah, and the fact that no basketball player has been put into the Hall of Fame in 12 years.
Yeah, not since Ty Lue in 2013 is the most recent addition. And before we get even further into that, the numbers are 4 Nebraska men's basketball players and 2 Nebraska men's basketball players and 4 Nebraska women's basketball players are all that exist in the Nebraska Athletic Hall of Fame. The entire Nebraska Athletic Hall of Fame, right? That's so if you're walking by the stadium, by the loop, by the new facility, that walk where it has all the plaques and everything, you will find 2 names for men's basketball, Dave Hoppin and Eric Pietkowski. You will find 4 names for women's basketball, Kelsey Griffin, Martise Ivy, Karen Jennings, and Jordan Hooper. No coaches listed on that. But here's the thing then, DP. Not only is there the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, there's a Nebraska Basketball Hall of Fame. And my first question is, why do we need both? What's going on? What's the purpose of having 2 separate Hall of Fames? Why can't we get rid of the Men's Basketball Hall of Fame specifically and just go to the Athletics Hall of Fame? Or do we need the Men's Basketball Hall of Fame because of the lack of representation in the greater Athletics Hall of Fame?
I think you answered the question, that the value within the program and the value of the program has to be independent and strong enough to make a statement about itself before it gets into the greater pantheon. Right? There's another level. There's a different penthouse level where only the elites of each sport get together, right? That you can be one of the best to ever do it at Nebraska. And then that measures how much of that is where you rated not at Nebraska, but where you rate amongst the rest, whether it be the Big 12, the Big 8, the Big 10. And then the national conversation of where you ranked on the national level. And then amongst the national greats, the all-time greats of what your sport offers in the country, do you belong? Do you belong in the conversation? And if the higher the standard goes, I'm still surprised that there aren't more Huskers in it. Like just I'm old enough that I remember the Nebraska mystique. And I remember the legendary players. And I don't want time or technology to tell me that I didn't see the greatness that I saw. Right? That Ferragamo, Taggy, I know Glover. You can tell me that Rich Glover physically wasn't as impressive as Ndamukong Suh, but I also saw with my eyes what he did in the greatest college football game to ever exist. So fair, feel how you feel. But when you have those discussions, and then there were players on the field who weren't identified as the best offensive player in the country or the best defensive player in the country because they existed, but there was a quarterback and a fullback. Like Jeff Kenny gets lost in the conversation, and it's like, oh man, wow, we forgot how good he was. Right? That often in those 2 great seasons that were under Devaney, that Jeff Kenny in the biggest moments was as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah.
So you have to say those things. Basketball, do you have those moments? I think it was tougher for basketball.
I don't think basketball has those moments necessarily, right? Basketball hasn't been involved in all the great games.
Well, because nobody's telling the story.
But it also doesn't change the fact that a guy like Andre Smith was a conference player of the year, and that's not good enough to be in the Athletics Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's nobody fending for Andre Smith on a regular basis. We're inundated, and it's partly to fault of social media that we repeat the things that are often said, right or wrong, and it's very confining to your intelligence to think that I only need to know Nebraska basketball in the latest sense of it.
Right.
But there were people who were born after Andre that don't remember Jerron Boone and how elevated all of his game was, right? That if you're talking top 10 in most of the meaningful stats in Nebraska basketball, but you never talk about it. Right. So sometimes you have to have these conversations to go back and say Nebraska baseball had some people not named Gordon, not named right, not
Chamberlain,
named,
Comine,
right, like it's deeper than that.
Yeah,
and it's because of them and others that allowed Bryce Matthews and Max Anderson and Kate Povich and the rest of the crew to evolve into what it's currently is and becoming. But it's necessary. And I'm, like I said, I'm an outsider, so I get to walk in and tell you from another vantage point, from up here, it looks like y'all got some dudes to talk about.
Let's get to the list of those dudes as we peer through the window, if you will, into the past. If you want to peer through some nice clean windows, nice clear windows, and make sure you're insulated against the summer heat, the summer rains, the fall cold, the winter snow, all that good stuff, check out Heartland of Nebraska Windows. They're based in Hallam, Nebraska. They offer free estimate full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give them a call today for more info, 402-430-3852. You can also visit them online, heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Big thanks to Gary and the family for sponsoring Hour 1 of Old School. Some of the names that came to mind for me first, DP, and this is, I'm going to go kind of by eras here. He mentioned Andre Smith, Big 8 Player of the Year, number 6 career rebounder all-time at Nebraska. Benson Hamilton, Big 12 Player of the Year, still Nebraska's most recent winner of that award, number 2 in career win shares. Those, to me, would be two of the first guys that come to mind from the, earlier Cipriano, Iba, knee kind of eras. Those guys come to mind for me first. And this is just so we're level setting here.
Yeah.
Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Not necessarily full overarching big picture Hall of Fame that John Cook, et cetera. Just the basketball specific Hall of Fame. If you have 2 conference players of the year that even if it was their one good season, they didn't do anything else, I'm sorry, that deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. They were the best player in the conference over the course of 30 games, and they're the only 2 you've ever had. They have to be in.
Adam Carricker was talking on before he went live about some of the standards when it comes to the Hall of Fame for various sports. And that it used to be All-American or multiple-time All-American or All-Conference or Player of the Year in the conference. And that's been lowered to second-team All-Conference, at least get you in the conversation. Now, I don't know why that would be necessary for football. I don't know why it would be necessary for basketball. If you tell me that that's the highest level that Nebraska athletics can go, but we know in recent years that there are some first-team all-conference basketball players. Now, we're still 10 years from being able to put them in the Hall of Fame, but okay, at least we're in the space.
Oh, I need to pause. Those 2 are in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Those would be my first 2 picks for the overall.
If you're considering the athletic department Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And we said that there's 4, right? 4 basketball players?
There are 2 men's basketball players and 4 women's basketball players.
I would imagine that Bryce Williams will be in the conversation one day. Alexis Markowski, maybe Jazz Shelley in the conversation. Maybe when she's done, Britt Prince will be in the conversation, being in that elite status.
Pride of Seward, Emily Cady deserves a mention here.
Right. That Jordy Fromm in softball, is setting a standard. We know that Schwellenbach and company all did their thing. So there is some recent history that we can focus on, at least as the resetting of the standard.
Sure.
But those all-conference players and those all-conference first-team players, get to moving, man. Get them on the wall. Like, I don't if you don't honor your history, it is forgotten. It's just that simple. And your kids, your grandkids, the young people that walk those halls and through those corridors,
through these gates,
right? Through these gates are the next Huskers, the next great Huskers. And will we see you here is the question. You want to ask that question. Do you belong? Right? And in recruiting, if you walk them through that corridor, that's the big thing that draws and attracts.
Mm-hmm.
There's history. It's noted. If I do something good, it will be said. It will be said and repeated. So I don't know why it's complicated. And I know that you can put numbers in play and that sort of thing. But no, you got to do better. I don't know if there are people from the rifle team. I don't know. I don't know if they're national champions in cheerleading and dance and other. I don't know. But I also would pointing out the statement that there are some Hall of Fame broadcasters who've been a part of this program that should be noted as such.
Oh, for sure.
They should be noted as such. That, quite frankly, these are the storytellers. You cannot tell this. This is the Hall of Fame kind of standard in everything. If you cannot tell the story of said program, team, or other without this person, then they belong in the space.
Mm.
And if you tell me that you want to talk about Nebraska athletics, the people who tell the story belong in the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell the story of Nebraska athletics without Kent Pavelka.
Plain and simple. Because guess what? He's called more stories for Nebraska athletics than anyone else. Across men's basketball, across football, he's told the biggest stories.
Sharp
has to be. Bremser, Sharp.
Like they have to be honored. Like, don't just in passing, and I hope at some point some sports talk show in the middle of the afternoon decides to talk about them, and then we'll go back and we'll ask the question, during a time like now, and you say, well, what are the 20 greatest Nebraska athletic moments, and who captured them? Right? I mean, I think that's part of the identification. It can't be top 20 if it wasn't captured.
Right.
Right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But we know that, quite frankly, some of the other Olympic sports weren't covered the way football, basketball, and baseball were. Wrestling. Mm-hmm. We know that volleyball doesn't have.
Well, shoot, John Baylor. There's a name. How about that guy?
100%.
How about that guy?
Right. And I made the statement, and literally I had a couple of texts when I got off air, and they said, man, that Hall of Calls tribute thing resonates with me. Again, if you're marketing, branding, trying to create interest, paying tribute to, if you had an entire wall along, or just two speakers along the Hall of Fame corridor, that when you walked it and looked at the names on the plaque, the greatest moments in Nebraska athletics were played. If you could walk through that and not pay attention to it or pay tribute to it, you shouldn't be a Husker. If you're not paying attention, if you get a young athlete who walks through there and just walks through as quickly as they can, they don't know any of the names, they didn't collect any of the data, wrong people for the program, especially in leadership for the program. But for those that love it and live it and bleed it, that if I could go down there any time of day and know that that thing is on a loop, and I could just stand there and be in the greatest example of the greatest Huskers on a regular basis, I'd get goosebumps. If I just did football during football season, just imagine that those athletes have to go through 2-a-days. If they walk through it, it comes a little bit easier to walk through it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? For 90,000 fans, if you make a trip to Memorial Stadium and that's playing, how many sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters would have their hands held as they walked through that, and they just stood there and tried to explain, baby girl, this is what a Husker is. Young man, this is what you're going to grow up to be. Here's my heroes. Here are the heroes. These are the people that you want to emulate and what it took for them to get here. And then tell them the story. Tell them the story. Like, don't just allow the Johnny Rodgers run to be heard. Tell them where you were. Tell them how you recalled it. Tell them why it mattered. Tell them what happened next. Tell them why it mattered that they beat Oklahoma.
In that game, in that moment, in that time.
Tell me about Big Country and why he plays such a big part, right? Tell me about Danny Manning and why it matters to the basketball program that you elevated on a day and was better than the best that Kansas ever had to offer.
Well, that's where I think that the next idea that I would have based off of that, DP, is where is the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame? You walk into Fog Allen, and guess what? The original rules of basketball are there on their walls. They're telling the story. They're showing the pictures. And I get it. PBA is a multi-purpose venue, owned by the city, whatnot. But Nebraska basketball has to make that its own. From that, 2009, 2010 team for the women's program. I know they didn't play in PBA at the time. But here's the thing. That's your new home. Put up the shrine. Why is it when you walk into Memorial Stadium that the clock is hidden? You know, the old clock from the field house, you know? Why is there not a Nebraska Football Hall of Fame attached to Memorial Stadium? Why is that not part of the $600 million renovation to put, you know, a Johnny Rogers game-worn helmet or a Rich Glover game-worn jersey or an Adamkin Sue's cleats or, shoot, Alex Henry's cleats that he kicked the school record field goal with? Why is that not part of the stadium? Why is there not a walkthrough exhibit for Alex Gordon's dirty pine tar helmet or a Shane Comine baseball or a Johnny Dorn baseball or Will Bolt's glove that he caught the final out of the, you know, Super Regional to go to the College World Series with? Yeah, it'd take money to add on, but I think that one-time upfront investment would pay dividends down the line, to your point.
It's just good for anything Husker for you to actively amplify and elevate the best that you have to offer. The less than best will find its way into conversation and into space. They show up. But if I know that when I'm going to PBA, and I don't care who they're playing, right? It could be Utah Valley on the non-con, but if you have 2 minutes of the great history that is Nebraska, just the folks that you think were good, just critical moments, even if you did from the last 10 years,
right?
Play the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Play the highlights. What do you play when you're recruiting? Do you show? I had two young men driving to town. They came in here on a Saturday. These were recruits, football recruits, and they came in on Saturday. They were staying at the hotel. They came into the mill. One of them's dad knew who I was. They came in and asked. We started talking, and they were asking, well, what players would we be following? What? What do you mean? They're like, well, no, what player would we know from Nebraska football? Oh, no.
Oof.
Oh, no. Right? And you go, when Domkin Sue, and someone will go, like, that's not.
I remember him with the Rams.
Epic here, right? But not epic there. Mm-hmm. And if you walk in and say, listen, in case you don't know, now you know. Right? Here's what you want to put your hand in the turf at Memorial Stadium. This is who you're following. Some of the best to ever do it. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, what I would also set up on game day is to make sure that, hey, when you walk through that thing, guess what? Johnny Rogers is sitting at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Right? Or Grant Wistrom is sitting at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Or Eric Strickland standing there, right? Send Pike down there, right? You can do these things, and it doesn't take much. But if you tell me as an outsider looking in that it doesn't matter enough to you, then I'm just going to believe you. It's the thing that, man, Joe Gibbs used to say it, be careful what you tell people about yourselves because they will start to believe you. And Nebraska has to be real purposeful in what they tell people because people are going to start to believe you. And in the recruiting, listen, it's one thing to recruit because you have the biggest bank account. That's not recruiting. That's paying salary. There's a difference. Recruiting is, I want to be that. I want to be a Husker. I want to be a part of this. It's a whole other thing. And I know it's a whole part of it where the amount of money, if I write the right amount of money on certain recruits' piece of paper, they're going to say yes to being a Husker. But that's not to be a Husker. That's because you paid them the most, and that's what's most important to them. right? If you're getting people that are coming here to be superstars rather than people who are coming to be a Husker, guess what? They ain't going to be here for long, and they're certainly not going to be representative of what you stand for.
Which is where I think we can appreciate that there's not one way to become a Husker, but we appreciate, the guys like Sam Hoiberg, right, who are in the program for 5 years, right? The Alexis Markowskis that are from here that stuck around. But also, you can't tell me that, and to use your example, Jazz Shelley wasn't a Husker, didn't start a career here. You can't tell me that, Bryce Williams wasn't a Husker, Juwan Gary wasn't a Husker. You can tell me that Andrew White III wasn't a Husker. He came and he played for Nebraska.
Came here and chose it.
He chose it and then left.
Had been somewhere else, and came back and chose it. Jordy Fromm was somewhere else, didn't have to come here. She could have gone and played softball for anybody in the country. She chose Nebraska. That has merit. That has value. Much as you want to talk about Scott Frost, he came back. Maybe it wasn't the grass wasn't greener, right? He came back and he did his thing, and he went on to become whatever version he wanted to become. But if you don't understand in recruiting what you're putting out front, you would not have your recruits walk through the College Hall of Fame, the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, with an ATM machine for them to press a number to receive cash at the end of it. You wouldn't do it.
Nope.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. And you wouldn't let them do it before they had been here and played.
Right.
You wouldn't tell some high school kid, go ahead and punch in. Here's your pen. Go ahead and take as much cash as you think is fair. And then
type in the biggest number you can think of, and it's okay.
And then go work out.
Right.
Because your best workouts are right after that, right? That's usually when you have the best focus, right?
The guys that always sign the big contracts in the NBA never live down to it the next year, right?
Oh,
GP?
my goodness. The year of hunger is always the measuring stick. It's always, except when you want to talk legacy, it's the year after. And people don't pay attention to it. Don't pay attention. And listen, all of this stuff, when the adults make it about the wrong things, the young people will follow. They just mimic. They understand. And if you make money the first thing, it's going to be the first and last thing. It'll be the reason why you get them, and it'll be the reason why you lose them. If they don't understand. I've been in too many living rooms where I'm just going, you're not asking the right question. You're not going to get the right answer.
Let's stick the pin right there. In the living room, what's the sales pitch for different Nebraska programs right now? Let's get back to that coming up at 3:30 on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Transform your watch party into a full fan experience. Benny's Battle Barge from Arbor Axe House is the mobile axe throwing trailer designed for fans who want more than just to watch from the sidelines. Step into a lane and go head-to-head while the game plays on screen. It's safe, fun, and perfect for groups who take their sports and their competition seriously. Upgrade your fan headquarters today. Charter the barge at arbораxe.com or call 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Remember your first Salt Dogs game? Maybe it was a class trip out on the berm, or date night with actual fireworks, or team building that didn't feel like work at all. For 25 seasons, Haymarket Park remains Lincoln's place for firsts like these, the kind that last. Because it's more than a baseball game. It's the joy of being here together. These are the traditions that bring us home. So here's to you, Lincoln. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're learning, folks. We're learning. That's what we're doing here on Old School. If you want to learn, please continue to tune into the show for the next 2.5 hours. Austin Norman and a DP with you.
I like that text, if you can read that last one for 334.
Oh, listening to this conversation is the equivalent of a mercenary army and an army loyal to their country.
What do you want? What do you want? You
to win the war.
You say, I want to win the war, or do I want to protect? I want to stand with who I stand with to do the honorable thing together.
They don't have to be mutually exclusive.
No, they do not. No, they do not.
I do want to ask you, DP. You mentioned, being in the living room for recruiting conversations. And
Yes.
we won't get through all the Nebraska programs. We'll hit as many as we can here in the next 12 to 15 minutes. Nebraska football.
Mm-hmm.
What's the sales pitch right now? Is it too late for Nebraska football to lean on the history in the right way? And how do they fix the problem? The question of whose footsteps would I be following in, like you mentioned?
Oh man, yikes. Okay, so I would hope by now, for the people who've heard me before, say I speak to what I know, not what I think I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I can speak from having been in the room as a recruiter and as a coach of a player being recruited. Right? So from both sides of the couch, if we were, or both sides of the table, as we would say in living room talk. And to sell, when there are players from around the country that I'm connected to or know, usually people from Team USA and various high schools and pockets that I've coached in. Also, coaches around the country, whether it be Texas, Virginia, whatever. And they'll reach out and say, DP, I've got a guy. What do you think? Or I've got a girl. What do you think? And then you go into the particulars of what they're looking for, because it's never about my opinion. It's never about my opinion. Whether I'm sitting there with the family or I'm sitting there with the program, it's never about my opinion. What are you looking for? What's at the top of the pyramid? What has to exist more than anything else for you to consider this school or this player, right? What does the player bring to the table? And then what does the player want or need, right? Because the player want or need changes based on who's recruiting him. And is he being recruited at the level he thinks he's worthy of?
Sure.
Right? Or his dad, or his uncle, or his AAU coach, right? Or his football coach who wants a gig or some benefit from it, right? All of that in play. But then if it's a player who reached out to Nebraska, they have an advantage because it wasn't about money. It was about Nebraska. When it's in the reverse order, when Nebraska reaches out to them, they think it's like dating. Oh, she DM'd me. I'm in control. Like they want me. They want me. Now, if you're not wanted by anybody, that first want is everything. That's a big deal. I would tell you that for Nebraska programs within the state, it has to be first. The program has to be first. You have to be first to the gate for any Nebraska athlete that can play and help you win at Nebraska. And you have to know what that looks like.
Does Nebraska know what that looks like right
I don't think so. I don't know. You know who you want to coach, right? You want to know who you want to coach. And that matters. That certainly plays into it. That the group coach, the running backs coach will have a say-so in who they want to coach. Ultimately, the head coach may go, or the coordinator will go, now this is what I need. Stand down, right? I need this guy as a pass catcher, right? Or I need this guy, or it may be an analyst or a consultant to say, or administrative person to say, yes, they can play for you and they'll be successful, but I think they're going to flunk out academically. So the recruiting room has several questions and metrics. If I'm interviewing Austin Orman, if I reach out to you about basketball, it's different if I'm Chowan versus Duke University. You immediately think differently. You react differently. If it's Duke, you feel honored. You feel honored. Oh, I'm in. And that probably means that you've heard from North Carolina State, Nebraska. You've heard from those places already. So it's a much different conversation. But if you've only heard from Nebraska Wesleyan and Doane, and Nebraska comes to the table, oh my, change of leverage and change of thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
How could it not be?
Right? So, yes, Nebraska has to know who it is in order to recruit who they want. You cannot recruit who you want without first recruiting what you need.
Okay.
What you want is secondary to, can you play? Can you actually play? Right? Is the juice, as Jay likes to say, is the juice worth the squeeze? Right? Because if you're going to be an academic problem, do I want to put up with it? Is it worth it? If you have bad workout tendencies, do I want to deal with that? Because if you're good or great and you don't like to work, it's going to be really hard for me to coach everybody else to work how I want them to work. So the recruiting conversations are literally, it's a dating app. It's a dating app. And
who's better positioned in recruiting right now? Nebraska football, Nebraska men's basketball.
Nebraska men's basketball, because the style of play is very flexible and fluid. Nebraska football needs 30 different types of athletes. It just does. It needs too many things. 25 positions of need. Of the 25, all of them require 3 levels of same level competence, right? You need to find a quarterback at the Big Ten level.
Mm-hmm.
And then is it at the Big Ten elite level? Top 6 in the Big Ten? Probably not. Probably not. Second tier quarterback in the Big Ten? It can't be less than that. It better not be.
Yeah, it can't be. Can't
it
afford
better
it to
not
be.
be.
Yeah.
How many times has Nebraska made it through a season without getting to quarterback number 2?
Probably not in my lifetime.
So quarterback number 2 needs to be what level?
You would say probably at least
Big Ten.
Tier 2, probably.
Tier 2.
You don't want there to be a drop-off.
At least. At least.
Even if you settle for tier 3, right? At least they're
the moment you say settle, you're Northwestern.
Okay, wrong choice of words. But what I'm saying is Nebraska is in the same boat as a lot of other programs, non-Ohio State, non-Michigan. That's where you need to get to, which is where you need to have the tier 1 guy and a tier 2 guy.
But why?
I'm not sure Nebraska can get to tier 2 Big Ten guys on the roster right now. I'm not sure they have that.
But why? That's the right question. But why?
Okay, that isn't good enough. And it's all self-perpetuating,
but
like
why?
you were saying.
But why?
Because they haven't had a quarterback. Because they're not good enough, because they haven't had a quarterback, because they haven't been good enough, because they don't have a quarterback.
Because you can't make a good quarterback.
You
haven't developed a good quarterback. You haven't done it. So whatever you have, right? You haven't done it. You can have the best ingredients in the world, but if you can't cook, if you can't bake, it doesn't come out right. Ultimately, you're responsible for getting the quarterbacks at the University of Nebraska to the top 6 level in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the only standard. That's the only standard. It's not good enough to have 3 fair to middling quarterbacks at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. It doesn't make sense.
Nope, I agree.
It doesn't make sense.
I agree.
Can you get 3 top-tier point guards in the Big Ten? There's enough. There's enough. There's enough for you to get a guy who can go nose to nose with every point guard in the top tier, top third of the Big Ten. Can you get a 2 guard who plays at the level of the top 6 point guard shooting guards in the Big Ten? The likelihood is yes, right? Because we can go through it.
Mm-hmm.
We can go through the last group and we go, yep, right? Okay, you figure that out. Advantage Nebraska basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Can you find a big who can compete against the top tier, top 10 draft pick NBA bigs in the Big Ten? Yes. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. And if you can't get them with the talent, you get them and develop them. That's part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting guard, small forward. Oh, you found a good one, didn't you? Did he come to you as a good one? Did he come to you as a top 6 shooting small forward? No.
Nope.
Bryce Sanford was not that.
Nope.
You got him.
You made him that.
You made him that, and he made him that.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
We now know that we had a power forward that had a certain skill set that would match up against the top 6 power forwards in the Big Ten Conference. Why do we know that? Because he had done it somewhere else. And then he came here and he did it. Now, he wasn't perfect, but he did enough of the things that make it, you know what? Juice worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Jared Garcia on the skill level of the top? Does he check the boxes from a skill perspective of the things that are required to be a top 10 power forward in the Big Ten? Does he have the size?
Size is probably there.
Length?
Would think so.
Shooting ability?
Not consistently.
Not consistently. But if all of a sudden he goes plus 2% on the shooting.
You know what he is then? He's Cale Jacobson.
Hey.
Like actually, they were 5 makes apart on the same number of attempts.
We fully understand, right? that it's easier for Nebraska basketball to get there than it is Nebraska football. We've had one top 6 Big Ten running back in the last how many years?
15. 12. Sorry.
Right? So that means
it's Amir and it's Emmett.
Which means we didn't have 2, and we didn't have 3, and we didn't know we had 1.
Right.
We know that last season we didn't know what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
We just happened to unwrap the package on September 1st, and oh my goodness gracious, we got one. Who did that? Who did this? Who got us the top 10? Man, it's you have to be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
Softball has figured it out. Wrestling has figured it out. Basketball. I think
volleyball's had it figured out.
Volleyball's had it figured out. Bowling's figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like track has figured it out. You figured out how to get all the throwers, all the female throwers and all the men's throwers. You figured it out. Oh my goodness. You figured out how to get the jumpers. Okay. Now you need to figure out how to get sprinters. I know a guy that knows where the sprinters are.
How about that for a concept? Let's go ahead and go to break. Some thoughts from the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line and a cross the river scheduling matchup got announced. We'll talk about that to wrap up hour 1. Into hour 2, it'll be Thirsty Thursday. More athletics Hall of Fame conversation centered on the coaches. And then in hour 3, MLB draft proposals in terms of what Major League Baseball would like it to look like. That's all ahead on Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Is your technology built for where you are or for where you're going? Can your current technology support future growth? To break through that invisible ceiling, you need executive-level strategic technology advising. Moser can help your business grow appropriately and efficiently, giving you the ability to turn your tech stack from a cost center into a growth engine. Visit moserit.com/theticket. That's moserit.com/THETICKET to learn more.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey, Nebraska sports fans. This summer, professional tennis returns to Lincoln. Watch rising stars of the ATP Tour compete for over $100,000 in prize money for the 2026 Lincoln Challenger from July 12th to the 19th at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center. Witness top tennis pros compete right here in Lincoln and experience tennis close-up like never before. To purchase tickets or to sign up for volunteer opportunities, please visit www.lincolnchallenger.com. Not just a stop, a stage. Lincoln Challenger 2026.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Transform your watch party into a full fan experience. Benny's Battle Barge from Arbor Axe House is the mobile axe throwing trailer designed for fans who want more than just to watch from the sidelines. Step into a lane and go head-to-head while the game plays on screen. It's safe, fun, and perfect for groups who take their sports and their competition seriously. Upgrade your fan headquarters today. Charter the barge at arboraxe.com or call 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 to its signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is Old School. Austin Norman, DP with you. Big thanks to Heartland of Nebraska Windows for sponsoring hour one of the show. Great family-owned, locally owned and operated family business down there in Hallam, Nebraska. 402-430-3852 is the number you can call or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. The number for you to be a part of the show, 402-464-5685, our starter, Heyman Jewelers. Text line, Eric, as always, you are being full. Eric, we appreciate that about you in doses. And Dan from Canopy says, Fred and his staff are proving to be elite. Football is a dumpster fire until proven otherwise, and it's gone on for over 20 years. Go Big Red. I think are proving to be, I like that that's present progressive, because I think there's still more work to be done for Nebraska men's basketball. And Jay and I were talking about this a little bit, DP. Nebraska's missed on, an in-state target in London Dada at its position of preference at the wing, and has missed out on a bunch of players from across the greater Midwest area at that position. Nebraska basketball is still not at the top of the list when it comes to recruiting, not even top in the Big Ten at this point, even for that wing position, which is, one, the reality of the situation. Number two, doesn't need to be sobering for fans, but it's just a reminder that 3 good years is a huge step in the right direction, but it also doesn't mean everything, and there's still more work to be done when it comes to recruiting. There's no resting on the laurels. There's no, oh, we're set, we're good, we have our pick of the litter.
This is where I used to listen to Urban Meyer talk about recruiting and where things stand, and he was loud about the state of the program being how you recruit at home. You have to be first at home. You have to be first at home. And if self-loathing is happening amongst elite athletes in your state, that's a you problem. That's not a them problem. That's a you problem. That if you're the state university and the young people who grow up around you, that conversation we were talking about, if they don't know your history and want to be a part of your history or change your history, that's a you problem. That means you allow it manifested over time directly under your watch. That means you haven't invited them in. You haven't made them a part of what you do. You don't see them on game day. You don't see them at practices. You don't see them, like, they don't see you at their games. They don't see you at their practices, right? And doing something meaningful at those, right? Meaningful engagement, meaningful connection. No connection to the legends who played in your program, right? Because those are the things. Because the people within the program can't speak. They can't
speak about it. Yeah.
Don't know it, can't speak it.
Well, I would love to know, and I think I know the answer, but I don't want to jump to conclusions here. Does Nebraska football invite the super state players down just to campus? Does Nebraska men's and women's basketball invite your all-state players just to campus, just to get to know, hey, congratulations. Hey, come to a camp, right?
Training table.
Something.
Training table. You know what? You set up through whatever outside source. You set up an annual Nebraska Who's Who banquet. Again, for the fourth time today, I'm giving away $1 million idea for free. But you have an outside source set up, and a Who's Who in Nebraska high school football banquet. You could have it anywhere, but I would probably say the training table so you can kind of show off, right? It's big enough, right? You get enough athletes.
Or at least the Champions Club across the street, at the very least. Least.
Right? I mean, and you cater it with training table food, wherever it is.
Yeah.
There's some awards given out. There's some highlight reels being shown, how people got there. You could invite players and families from various levels, because I would imagine that most of the dads who will be in that room, moms and dads, were alumni of the University of Nebraska or maybe played in the program back in the day.
Or went to a state college in Nebraska, or chose to live in Nebraska and are a Husker that way.
Or wanted to play at Nebraska and wasn't good. Mm-hmm. But little Johnny gets to take pictures and tell people and flood social media with how cool it was to be in the training table room at the University of Nebraska for football.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a one way. You could do that for basketball. You could do it for volleyball. You could do it for wrestling. You could do it for any particular sport. As a matter of fact, you can do a couple of them. As a matter of fact, because you could have the alumni mentoring program, right? That every great Husker at a position chooses the future, right? It's a futures dinner. It's a futures banquet. That Jay Foreman sees a great combo linebacker in the state of Nebraska. The best combo linebacker. Maybe you get Grant Wistrom to find somebody who puts his hand in the turf. He and Jason Peter. They find two athletes in the state of Nebraska who put their hands in the dirt and defend the way they did, and they want to honor them. And then you invite them to dinner and let them feed and eat and overdo it. You take pictures with the Hall of Famers and greats. And then they go home and they reconsider. But that's just me.
I don't think it's just you. Doesn't need to be just you. But for now, it's just you.
Just me.
2312, appreciate your text on the Sutter Heyman Jewelers text line. I've answered something about that before, so we're not going to get into that. I'll give you a little bit of a response off air. But when we get back, it'll be Thirsty Thursday. Kevin Myers Cork and Bottle in the house. And then we'll continue the Hall of Fame discussion. John Cook goes into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, not just the Nebraska Volleyball Hall of Fame, the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. You talk about a DP resetting the standard. If Tom Osborne, Bob Devaney, John Cook are already in the Hall of Fame, will any Nebraska coaches ever reach the Hall of Fame with those guys already in there? We'll talk about that coming up at 4:30. But first, Thirsty Thursday, Kevin Myers, Cork and Bottle after this.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 to its signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Transform your watch party into a full fan experience. Benny's Battle Barge from Arbor Axe House is the mobile axe throwing trailer designed for fans who want more than just to watch from the sidelines. Step into a lane and go head-to-head while the game plays on screen. It's safe, fun, and perfect for groups who take their sports and their competition seriously. Upgrade your fan headquarters today. Charter the barge at arboraxe.com or call 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. Koppel is proud to be the highest rated GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln areas based on Google reviews. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on new Silverado and Sierra 1500 models. But hurry, the 0% financing offer won't last long. Visit us in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Woo! Wow.
I give that a 9.
Oh, easy. Easily.
That's a banger.
I just found out that the parking meter doesn't take golf ball markers or pennies.
Oh,
So
got to work
I'll
on
ask.
that. Got to work on that.
I don't know if I should tell you that the guy was by about 2 hours ago now. I don't know if he's due for rounds or if you're good.
It's about time though.
yeah. Well, I found a couple of nickels, and so I think I should be pretty good. Although there was one time where the guy was stalking me and literally just watching my meter and watching it run out, and then wrote me a ticket the second run out.
So here, let me help you. Tell Luke when you walk in. Tell Luke to watch out.
Okay.
Luke's got your back like he's got our back. That voice you hear, Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle. Happy Thursday, Kev. How are you?
Gents, I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
I don't need the responsibility of being called gentleman.
Well, that's why I shortened it to gent.
I don't need that kind of pressure in my life. I just
Well, Kev, we're great because you're here. We got back here just in time. We spent Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday up in Omaha with our friends at Blur. So we are happy to be home. We are happy that you are here to join us as ever. The weather is nice, which you did it. You willed summer into existence, whether you meant to or not.
And I even dialed up a little north wind to blow the humidity out. And so we should be really prime patio weather right now.
You sent it all to Shinnecock, didn't you?
Perhaps.
Who's leading right now? I haven't checked in a while.
I haven't checked at all. I've been playing stock boy all day. My Tucker, my GM, is on vacation in Mexico. So I've been manning the shop solo and unloading all the trucks. And Uncle Kev could use a drink.
How about this? We have an amateur currently alone in first place at the U.S. Open. Ryder Cowan sits alone at -3.
That's a great amateur golfer name, Ryder, like Ryder Cup. There's another kid named Blades. And, I think you're just sort of either willing it. That's going to go one of two ways. You're either going to raise a pro golfer or you're going to raise a criminal who rebels against whatever you tried to make him into.
well, see, now I need for parents to accept responsibility and name their first two sons Driver and Putter.
There you go. Driver's actually not a bad name.
Yeah, Driver and Putter.
But Chip is right there.
Chip is always
Chip is
there.
right there.
Chip is
there.
Chip is,
I mean,
yeah.
You'd probably
Bogey's a good nickname. But
Bogey's a great new nickname.
Yeah,
I have a niece-in-law whose name is Birdie.
There you go. How about Duffer?
Bunker.
Yeah, Bunker. Yeah, there you go. Sand Trap.
See, that's when you know you're really good.
We got our twins, Sand Trap and Slice.
Oh
right.
Man, that's Sand Trap Orban over there. That's
that actually would be my nickname. So that's about where I end up. Before we hear about what we're drinking, I do want to give a big shout out to Westy, who says I'm naming my kid Four. We just think that we have four foremen here, but Westy came through. Westy is the man. Got to meet him officially for the first time.
Now, did Westy make that?
Yes, Westy made this. Westy did not just buy this. Westy handcrafted this, and I believe he brought one in with early break as well. But I want to shout out Westy. I'm going to put it up on screen here as best I can. It's a Nebraska basketball cutting board. He offered the choice of Nebraska football or Nebraska basketball, and after the season Nebraska basketball had, I went with the basketball one. So, Westy, shout out to you. Thank you for being a listener. Thank you for making the cutting board. I will not be cutting anything on it. We talk a lot of grilling on this program.
Yeah.
But this will never
that will be kitchen
see
decor. Yes.
Man cave decor. I'm not sure my wife will let it fly out in public. So when I get my man cave,
find out what kind of wood that is. It
says maple on the front.
It is maple. Okay.
It's not on
find out what the cost is. I mean, that's what I need to know. It's great. I mean, for the office.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a Delice maple rectangle.
All right. Delice maple. Yes.
So.
Right. It's
as opposed to Detix, as opposed to Deflease.
It could be deluxe. It could be delicious. It could be Delice. We're not sure.
It could be D-Nice.
Yeah.
Could be D-Nice. Present.
It's DeLovely.
He said maple and cherry.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Shout out Westy. And Ben says, I've been called Putz a lot.
Putz. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's putts a lot as in more than one putt, but I don't know.
Both.
One
leads to the other.
I've been called a lot worse than putts.
Putts plural is a statement. It is a statement.
It's underused, I think. Putts and dunts and some of those throwbacks.
My favorite is doink.
Doink. Yeah. That just makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, as I think about it, I was a buddy of mine. Shout out to Dave Fitzgerald, left-hander who pitched for us in college, and his nickname was Slice.
Nice.
His nickname was actually Slice, and it had nothing to do with the slider.
Was he tall and lean like a knife?
He really was. He was 6'2" left-hander.
And lanky.
Yeah.
Long limbs. Yeah, that's a great name for a guy like that.
Long. He had the long motion, the long walk up. Yeah, it was the full drawn out
Slice.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those really cool nicknames, but you can't give it to yourself. Someone has to give it to you. And you just don't see Slice. That is a great nickname.
But before I was DP, there was a long run of my life where I was actually Hollywood.
Hello.
I was Hollywood for a very long stretch.
That's some big shoes to fill, because you want to come off as being humble.
Yeah.
And
I didn't do that well.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to look this up. I did best old timey nicknames and nicknames for a 1950s character. Here's some of the list. We have Rusty.
Yeah.
Buck.
Outfit you with some cement galoshes.
Fats, Bones, Bug, Mac, Sonny, Hot Rod, Stretch,
Muggsy,
Stucky, Biggie, Shorty, Muggsy, Fuzzy, Fox, Duke, Zippy,
Lefty,
Skippy, Spot, Rocket,
Whitey.
Lefty.
Yeah.
Lefty was the one.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That's the Shane Gillis bit. Fastest man alive, they say.
Send your best old-timey nicknames into our Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line, 402-464-5685. While we wait for those, introduce us, Kev. What are we going with first?
All right, we're going with the beer first. KC Beer Company, Kansas City.
Can you make that a shirt? Beer first?
Yes, we should. Beer first.
Is it beer first or but first beer?
Well, it depends on how formal you want it. And the thing is, you need a comma with that. So,
You do.
Check the big brain on Orman over here.
They both work, just depending on what I didn't know we were going for. So,
but Kansas City Beer Company. When you go to Kansas City, this beer is on tap in every bar in the city. And it is their German style Dunkel. And it's basically a roasted malt lager. Essentially what they do with the malts, the grain, they roast it, gives it a little bit of color. So it takes on a little bit of that carameliness. It takes on a little bit of that breadiness, pretzely. But this is just a great, easy drinking German style Dunkel lager from our neighbors down in Kansas City and brand new to Nebraska. So last week and this week, I've been trying to figure out ways to pay homage to the College World Series. And that's proven difficult. So we're going World Cup. So we got World Cup in the KC area, and brought in brand new KC Beer Company, BIER, the traditional German way to spell it. And this is their Dunkel lager.
Straight from the barrel. See?
Yeah.
This is the earthy. I would have said woodsy. More woodsy than rye-ish.
Yeah, okay. I get a little bit of coffee in there, maybe.
Yeah. That's the wood that maybe I'm thinking of.
This does scream ballpark to me, though. Like, if you don't just want your, prepackaged super corporate one, like I would drink this at a ballpark. If
beer, there's a buddy of mine. He always talks this way. Yeah, he talks about his beer as sports. This would be a Big Ten football beer. It's a German beer.
Can you imagine? You've got a warm pretzel in one hand on a crisp fall evening.
Yeah, that's it.
With the really crunchy salt stuck to it.
In the middle of a pennant race, third game of the year.
Kicking Wisconsin's butt.
Right.
Even a little ramekin dish of some brown mustard.
Ooh,
and a beer like this.
I'm cheese with pretzels, Kev.
Cheese would be good too. I generally don't do cheese out of a pump, but with pretzel,
that's not cheese. That's not cheese.
That's not cheese. It's a cheese-like substance. There was this comedian had this bit, talked about that, and he's like, it says 100% cheese food.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, cheese food, is that what they feed to cheese?
No,
the cultures, right?
It's the ice cream treat.
Yes,
it's the dessert. It's not ice cream.
Correct.
It's the grape drink.
Yeah,
not
grape drink.
juice.
Yes, purple.
It's purple. Yeah, when they just put purple.
When they just put the color on there.
And listen, that would be the great marketing. There are pockets of the country. If you just made a drink and named it purple,
right?
Oh, you would sell
red or orange.
red.
Yeah,
purple.
red. Purple.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is good. This is crisp. This is clean. I noticed the color right away. That roastiness, that maltiness. I love that.
Just kind of a nice little amber.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
even in the head, the foam on top, you get a little bit different color than normal, maybe.
Right. It's just a great taste and kind of a catch-all beer that I think would appeal to a wide array of people, and maybe that's why it's so popular down in Kansas City. Available now in Nebraska for the first time. So
yeah,
I'm excited to share it with you.
It's absolutely Midwest.
And you were mentioning as well, this company is more popular than Boulevard. Like that would have been
That's
my
what
first
they
thought,
said.
supposedly.
The rep was telling me that it outsells Boulevard in Kansas City. So yeah, go figure.
Well, but is this a barbecue? Is this a Kansas City barbecue beer?
Can you imagine a little bit of that?
Smoky brisket, but no barbecue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Smoky brisket, no barbecue.
Just I think some burn ends or you know.
Yeah, that's where that lands.
I'm with it.
I'm hungry.
That's a 9.3.
Nice. Yeah, that's high praise. Anything over 8, I think will have a broad appeal.
Well, we'll get to the wine here in just a sec, but DP, you need to walk Kevin through the food we had just before we went on air, right? Walk the audience through it as well. Kevin for sure will appreciate it.
There's one in the back. There's some in the back, but I had just in a conversation with several folks here at the station, I mentioned half smokes.
Smokes.
So half smokes. They're family of sausage hot dog brat. But it's the district, Maryland, Virginia based. It's a core of it. There's several prominent makers. You know, I always think of Mike Myers. Do you link your own sausage? But yes, they do. It was a perfect blend of pork, beef, steak, in full into a hot dog-ish
casing. Yeah.
Right. Seasoning appropriate, and then to the DMV, it's there. Well, the home of presidential chili, Ben's Chili Bowl in DC, captured it and decided they were going to put their chili with these half smoke sandwiches. And they had never had it. I tried to find something here locally, and they didn't exist. So I called the folks from Ben's Chili Bowl and had them ship out a kit. They said about it got today. I find folks grilled some out, and I said, okay, fellas, tell me if I lie or not. Be 100% honest. And Austin, I'll let you describe what you encountered today.
The comparison that we have in Nebraska is the Red Dog, right? And so we were going back and forth. I am not anti-Red Dog, but that was different.
Well,
it was just different, admittedly different, and not in like, oh, that was different. That's built different. It was legit.
It's seeing today's offensive lineman versus the pipeline. And you went, oh, that's what that's supposed to be.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds like it's authentic. Like, if you were to go down to like Wilbur Check Fest or something like that and get the locally made stuff, it sounds like that's what it would emulate or be similar to. Like
these were Virginia farmers, North Carolina and Virginia smoke farmers.
And handed down through generations. And that if for small stands, there's another stand in Northern Virginia called the Weenie Beanie. The Weenie Beanie. And it is renowned for its half smoke. So the two places, the best place, there's probably 10 places in the area where there's a half smoke. And there's probably some 400-pound brother with a smoker on the side of the road that sells them too. Sure.
That'll compete.
And you aren't missing a beat, right? Really. But Ben's Chili Bowl is probably the most iconic. Every president, as far back as we can remember.
And I'm familiar with that. I'm peripherally, but I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, they're familiar with it.
So they took what they do and put it together and made
sweet music.
Two great. What is it? The whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts.
When you take the peanut butter,
you got my peanut butter, my chocolate.
100%. Like you got them in.
You got my chocolate in my peanut butter.
It was. I guess the real test was Luke, because if you can get Luke to push his head back a little bit, like whoa, yeah, Luke gave a whoa. He said, I'm feeling something, and I need to deal with it.
He's effusive in his praise.
No, he was like, listen, I'm having a moment with this half smoke, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
No,
we have one in back yet.
Yeah, there's one in the back for you.
All right.
But first, you got to tell us about this wine that looks like, honestly, like nectar from heaven.
It is a terrible name, great label, fun wine. It's called the Bodyguard Chardonnay, and it's made by a company called Dow Vineyards, and they are located in the Central Coast in California. The guy is originally from Bosnia, and when you get into those Eastern Bloc countries, that's essentially the birthplace of wine. And he's really helped put Paso Robles on the map. And his wines are very bold. They're very extracted. They're very flavorful. And this is a Chardonnay, which the grape originates in the Burgundy region in France, which is essentially the long, skinny region on the east central part of the country. And so when you drink a white Burgundy, you're drinking Chardonnay. However, they generally don't oak it. Or if they do oak it, it's going to be neutral oak. And those are barrels that have been used over and over again. They also, in the U.S., not only will they put it in a new oak barrel, hence the really golden rich color, but they'll also put it through a process called malolactic fermentation. And essentially what it is that the natural acidity in the wine is malic acid, and that's that crisp, zippy, zingy mouthfeel that you get. They convert it into lactose or lactic acid, same acid type found in milk, and that's why often California Chardonnays are described as being buttery. And so the combination of that process with the oak barrel aging makes the wine have a buttery mouthfeel and also a little bit of a buttery taste. And so the reason that I brought this in is that this is normally a $40 wine on the shelf every day. The supplier that carries them, he said, we had some extra promotion money. The wine hasn't been selling, even though we think it's good. So we can basically give it to you half price. So these are on the shelf for $20, normally a $40 Chardonnay. And this is like get yourself a fettuccine Alfredo, maybe even like a really good cut of like mahi or wahoo grilled. My wife dials up this lemon, caper, butter, garlic sauce, something like that. That
You're making me hungry.
Got that brininess from the capers, and then the tartness of the lemon and the butter and the garlic, and dip that in there. And oh boy, a wine like this would be perfect.
Lamb,
but a half smoke sounds pretty good too.
No, lamb.
I'm a big lamb guy.
This is lamb. This is that buttery thing that sits after you sip it. The thing that the second taste.
Yeah.
Right. The zip is the first thing. That spice
right away.
But then the butter hits you as you swallow, and you go, I need to bite into a wonderful,
kind of a fatty piece.
Yep. That's what's calling.
I am a big lamb guy. I've been buying these. They are lamb chops, but it's the whole chop, and there's 8 bones in it. So I cut them 2 bones a piece, and they make like lamb lollipops. And then you grill those separately, so you get 4 out of a package. And I just generally use steak seasoning, where you can just use garlic, salt, and cracked pepper, and that's good enough. Maybe a little bit of some herb, something along those lines. But if you don't want to get that fancy, just use like a little some steak seasoning. Grill those, get them a nice medium rare, and then just eat them off the bone like your Fred Flintstone.
Yeah,
this would be phenomenal.
Are you a lamb chop guy over a pork chop guy?
I would say I eat pork chops more often.
Yeah.
Because the lamb is really rich. You can't eat that all the time. And so the pork chop isn't as rich. And so it's probably more natural to have that on a more frequent basis. But I mean, head to head, if I'm just going a one-off, I'm doing the lamb.
I just blackened pork chop.
Yeah.
Blackened pork chop. Like that pepper.
You get that fire, and then this puts that out.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. The fact that this is on the shelf for $20 is incredible. I'm with you, DP. That zip up front, you get exactly what you expect, I think, from the white. But then for it not to stay that bitey all the way, to have that kind of smoother finish and really mellow out, is that maybe how I would describe it through the rest of it? It's like, oh, it's not like it's going to bite me all the way. Like that's complex. I really like that.
It has that sort of rich, and there's really not any other way, better way to describe it than just sort of that buttery finish. And so it, like you say, it starts off, you get the fruit, you get the sharpness, and then it just finishes like butter. It's crazy. Yeah, $20.
Wow. Let's hit our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line here. We'll get to 5046. 2 weeks ago, I bought a bottle of Lucky 7 9-year bourbon from Uncle Kev.
Nice.
Cashier said it was new and asked that I let him know it was good. It wasn't just good, it was amazing.
That's fantastic. There's nothing that gives me greater pride than, number one, a customer that got a positive experience from one of my employees. Because, the way I look at it, no one's going to do my job better than me, but in my absence, I want them to represent me well. And so that makes me feel really good. Thank you. What is it? 75?
That was from 5046.
5046. Thank you for that. Appreciate your business.
That's good. That's good. That's a good one.
We got some nicknames here. My dad says my dad had a buddy in the Navy they called Hose Nose. I've seen a picture and it's an accurate description. My dad was called Stretch, at least in part because he was tall. He also played first base for his Navy team, like Willie Stretch McCovey did. And Ham and Beans, I think you're just pulling this out of where the sun don't shine. Growing up, we had kids nicknamed Poopy, Fragile, Wiener, and Squirm.
Nice.
Not nice.
Yeah.
Not nice. And I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I need to meet them. Like, I need to meet them. I just need a picture of them.
Right.
Like, I just need a picture of them just so I can kind of figure out who's who.
My wife had this friend, and I won't name names, but she's now a very successful track coach in the local high school. And she used to call my wife Boner. And I was like, why did she call you? And she's like, I have no idea where she came up with that. And we're in her 50s. And it still stuck. So whenever we see her, she still calls her that. So who knows? Some people just have that. So it's just the way it is. It didn't stick with anybody else but her.
Maybe the most important question of the afternoon, Kevin. What is your family doing for you for Father's Day?
That's a great question. They're coming out. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like. I thought I saw it was going to rain a bunch. I was going to get out the Uni pizza oven and do wood-fired pizzas. So that's the plan right now. If the rain isn't pouring, making pizza in the rain is not fun. If that doesn't work, I have this really unique cut of meat. It's called a culotte, and it's an individual muscle, and it's one of those. It's very finicky, tight cut of meat, and you cook it whole, and then you slice it. And if you overcook it, you get shoe leather. If you undercook it, you get raw shoe leather. If you cook it just right, it's absolutely phenomenal. So I've got a couple of those as a backup plan.
How often have you cooked culotte before?
I've cooked it quite a bit in the past. My uncle used to be one of the head cattle buyers for Cargill. And so this guy, he could tell a prime cattle by looking at it. And he could tell you, like he could break down every muscle, every cut, you name it. He had actually had food science, or not a food science, but a natural sciences degree, and started working the feedlots in Omaha. He grew up in Colorado, and then he worked for Cargill and was the head cattle buyer out of Columbus. And so he's the one who introduced me to the culotte, and so he's the one. I consider myself pretty good around the grill. My Uncle Jim is the absolute best. And so that's where I got it from. And so that's what we're going to dial up if the pizza thing doesn't work out.
Yeah. Ham and Beans has absolutely hit me with the great. He sent a picture of Squirm.
Squirm.
It's appropriate.
Yeah.
It's appropriate. I would have nicknamed him Scooter. Scooter. Like, this was a guy that played second base a lot.
Scooter Gennett. Yeah. We've had one of those in the last decade.
Right.
Yeah. Gennett.
He played a lot of second base. So yeah, I'm
second baseman's typically your smallest guy.
Yeah.
But has lateral movement and a great attitude.
Well, Scooter and Pee Wee up the middle. We turn double plays like nobody's business.
Yeah, I can see that.
I love it.
That's
Next
so
week, I'll try to. What's funny is that I have a cousin named Kevin, and so my mom's older sister named her son Kevin, and then my mom named me Kevin. I'm not sure why you would name the same
Because they didn't get the first one right. They need the second one
I
to
don't
finally
know.
get there.
He's a great cousin, but they called him Big Beef and me Little Beef, and so, but that never really stuck either. So I don't know. We'll next week I'll try to come up with some good nicknames that I've learned or knew throughout my lifetime. Right now I'm drawing a blank.
How long did you go to therapy to deal with being called Little Beef?
It only stuck within the family, so it wasn't like I was getting hassled at school.
Nobody hurts you like family.
Yeah,
nobody hurts you like family.
Oh,
Kevin.
I saw this one thing where somebody said that Latinos will take your biggest mental weakness and turn it into your nickname.
100%.
And I have a really good buddy. He's a great guy. I won't name his name, but local guy. And he's got a little bit of a big head.
Mm-hmm.
And he ran a concrete company. And he was of Mexican descent. And also, I mean, let's face it, so are a lot of the people who do concrete work.
Mm.
They would call him cabezón, which means big head.
Yeah.
And so,
part of the deal.
Yeah. And so they will just take your biggest,
whatever
personal idiosyncrasy, the thing that you're most like fragile about, and just call you that.
100%. 100%.
Nothing like friends, nothing like family.
Right.
Chopper on our Starter Human Jewelers text line says, I was called hog leg and silo.
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, that's a swing and a miss mentally for me.
I will stay all the way away
Yeah.
from that.
Well,
okay.
Yeah. We'll go with it. We'll call you the godfather of wine and beer in Lincoln. That's what you are. Uncle Kev, Kevin Myers, Cork and Bottle. Check him out, 13th and South. Did the neon guy get out?
The neon guy was out today. I think it might even be covered under warranty. So that's the best news ever. Yes.
There we go. There we go.
We're here for it. Kevin, thanks for coming in as always. Happy Father's Day to you. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to both you gentlemen and everyone else out there. Thank you.
We'll be back with more of Old School after this.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 with signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
Bonsall Pool and Spa is turning 75, and you're getting the presents. Right now, we're counting down to our Big Diamond Anniversary Bash on July 11th with massive weekly doorbuster sales. Stop in every Monday for 75% off your favorite premium BioGuard water care products. Plus, every $75 you spend starting today enters you to win a $7,500 premium in-home sauna. Get your pool ready for summer and start winning today at Bonsall Pool and Spa, 33rd and Nebraska Parkway in Lincoln. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. Koppel is proud to be the highest rated GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln areas based on Google reviews. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on new Silverado and Sierra 1500 models. But hurry, this 0% financing offer won't last long. Visit us in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southwest of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. Plumbing, heating, and air.
And electrical.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Attention, able-bodied adults on Medicaid. You may have to complete work requirements to keep or receive your Medicaid coverage. This includes working, volunteering, attending school, or participating in a work program. People with disabilities or a serious medical condition may be exempt from these requirements. You must respond if DHHS requests information to verify that you meet these requirements. Visit dhhs.ne.gov/work requirements to learn more. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
That's right. Welcome back in to Old School. Austin Orman, DP, with you here. Big thanks to Kevin Meyer stopping by for Thirsty Thursday. As always, good to see Uncle Kev. Don't forget, Father's Day this weekend. I'm sure the vast majority of our audience is a male or father at this point. But for our female listeners or the sons out there listening, don't forget it is indeed Father's Day this weekend. Best place to go. Myers Cork and Bottle. Get Dad something he likes to drink. Won't be hard to find. Got helpful staff. Check them out down there as always. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Kurt in Northern Kentucky, appreciate you chiming in and listening. The question, DP, though, as we continue talking about the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, the 7-member class that was announced today, one of those members was John Cook. Resume speaks for itself. No surprise that he goes in very shortly after he retired. But you mentioned setting the standard for the coaches that are in the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. Some of them that come to mind: Ed Weir, Bob Devaney, Tom Osborne, and now John Cook. If Tom Osborne and Bob Devaney and John Cook are the standard for what it takes to be an entrant as a coach into the Nebraska Hall of Fame, will any football coach ever be worthy of entering the Hall of Fame again? Will any volleyball coach ever be worthy of entering the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame ever again?
What if I said the most likely candidates were fired?
Is that so?
What if I said that in some space, by some metric, Solich and company would have, had they been allowed to do what they do at the level in which they were doing it, would qualify? If you win 9 out of 11 or 12 games over the course of a career with some longevity, wouldn't that qualify?
Did that qualify Bo Pelini?
It's a part of the discussion, right? That sometimes the standard gets slanted or muddied because of circumstance. But the reality is, in most places, case in point, recent college football Hall of Fame discussion. Who's the coach that from down south with the mullet that everybody fell in love with?
Gundy.
Gundy. No, passed away.
Oh, Leach.
Leach. What's his winning percentage?
He's like what, a tenth of a point, 100th of a point, few tenths of a point shy of the minimum.
Which is what, 70%?
Not quite that. Let me look it up to be sure.
So I'll ask folks to compare Solich and Pelini's winning percentage versus Leach.
So Mike Leach was 59.6% of his games. I think he needed 60%. I think for the
what was Bo Pelini and Frank Solich's win percentage here at Nebraska?
Bo Pelini at Nebraska ended up with a career winning percentage of 67 and 27, 66 and 27 if you factor out the one game Alamo Bowl win. On the flip side of that, Frank Solich at Nebraska as a head coach went 58 and 19, 75.3% winning percentage.
As I said, if for real talk, if you talk about the evidence would say that consistency of success, standard of play, all those other things, you can highlight and go, you know what? You could be a 500 coach as long as you win 2 conference titles. Some people give more merit to that than the longevity of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what you set the standard as. And we constantly have to set the standard.
So who is the standard of head football coaches in the Hall of Fame for Nebraska?
National titles.
By that metric, Frank Solich didn't win one as a head coach.
Right. And that's how not likely it is for a Nebraska football coach forward.
Mm-hmm.
If Solich doesn't qualify for whatever reason, whatever standard you set, the likelihood, I mean, we're talking about the likelihood of Nebraska winning a national championship. The likelihood of them winning multiple championships
in my lifetime is slim.
You don't have any evidence of it.
Right.
So the likelihood that another coach comes in and wins 70% of the games and a Big Ten title, 2 Big Ten titles, a national title, you're going to have to be better than 75% of your games to do either of those, because you can't win the Big Ten title winning 75%, 3 of 4 games.
Right.
Can't do it anymore. It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about 80% in the Big Ten, maybe 90%, 85% in the Big Ten to have the success you're having. And then it takes that kind of success in the Big Ten to qualify on the national level to participate in that playoff system.
Mm-hmm.
So the likelihood is very small.
Yeah.
It's very small.
So is Bo Pelini the standard for what it takes? That's 67 and 27 with 3 conference title game appearances, multiple bowl game wins. Because I think that if the standard is national championships, then Frank Solich isn't in, Bo Pelini isn't in.
Of the 2,
it's one of the standards. I don't think it's the standard. Is that fair for Hall of Fame inclusion?
Of those 2, who would get in first? Who is more? Frank would get in before Bo.
Well, I think Frank would get higher winning percentage, even though it was slightly fewer years or shorter tenure as a head coach. Frank, of course, was a Nebraska assistant for a while. I think there would still be some juice behind being the handpicked successor for Osborne. And let's get to this from Eric as well. Eric says, I don't think if you were fired, you can qualify for any Hall of Fame.
That you have to remove about 44% of college coaches, starting with Woody Hayes and company.
Right.
Like Danny Ford. Like, no, that doesn't work.
Being fired is part of the profession.
Well, I mean, it was part of it. And
is it not more so now?
Yeah, I mean, because I think athletic directors are worse at making that decision now than they were. They were more likely then to indulge and to be committed to a belief that they put more into the decision to hire. So they put more in the decision to fire. More was invested. It was much more difficult. Now it's just the writing of a check. Do the power brokers in play? Are they willing to write the check? That's the answer, and period.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what we're dealing with now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's more difficult now to win all over the place. I mean, Indiana's a unicorn, but Oregon hasn't done it.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, like we're talking about.
Texas hasn't done it.
Right. It's not easy to do.
Miami hasn't done it.
It's not easy to do. I mean, Notre Dame would say,
Notre Dame hasn't done it.
They fired some coaches, quite frankly, and they don't have the conference to lean on. So,
right.
That's a different metric for Notre Dame. Notre Dame, Navy, Army, BYU, Air Force have different metrics for how they hire and fire than anybody else, and appropriately so. So it's more difficult now. I just think it's really difficult for Nebraska. One of these days somebody will come up with a percentage and a profile for how difficult it's going to be. What's the likelihood that Nebraska wins a national title in football? And how long will it take?
That math is above my head. I will tell you, it does not feel great right now. Steven says, I believe Solich won a conference championship, also played for a national championship. Yes, and yes, that is true. 0920 says this, DP, ADs always used to be former coaches. Does that inform the former perspective?
Yes, that's because coaches deal with coaches differently. They understand. You're doing business. You've got some marketing, some bottom line accountant geek rather than a football person. And there's a huge difference in somebody that sits in the office in air conditioning versus somebody that understands what it's like to sacrifice and be away from your family and sit out in Texas 2-a-days in 103 degrees, with people who think they're all smarter than you are. They understand that. Current athletic directors don't always get that. They don't know. They're not out. Show me. I would love a study on that. Tell me what percentage of days and practices, not days, practices, and how long. So if you're out there 7 hours a day in the sun for 2-a-days over the course of 30 days, what percentage of that time is the athletic director there? I'd love that study. It'll tell you a whole lot, I guarantee you.
No, I think that's fair. Let's get to this to wrap up the segment then from 9174. Nebraska needs Bo Pelini consistency without the blowouts. So what you're looking for is Nebraska's answer for James Franklin.
That's I don't know that that's fair. I don't know that that's fair. I don't know that that's possible. Ohio State's been beaten in blowouts. Michigan's been blown out before and then qualified for the tournament.
Yeah.
Like it happens. It happens. Sometimes it happens in the playoffs. Just Notre Dame, right? We've seen it. So I'm not sure blowouts. I didn't think it was appropriate then. I'm not sure it's appropriate now. I wouldn't add it to my list of things to monitor.
I will say to try to stick up for 9174, the blowouts are the things that come up most frequently with Bo. I mean, yeah, James Franklin and Penn State, lost their fair share of games by multiple scores. Their thing was you can bank them for 10. They're losing to Ohio State, Michigan, and for Bo Pelini, it was you could bank 9. They're getting blown out by Wisconsin, Ohio State, and we'll see if there's another tougher team on their schedule. So I think I'm more understanding of your perspective, DP, where as a coach, sometimes a bad day just happens. There's nothing you can do to prevent it, but you also can't just grow a coach like that in the lab.
No, but let me just read these off. 2016, a 31-0 shellacking of Clemson over Ohio State. 2026, Rose Bowl quarterfinal last year. Indiana beat Alabama 38-3. Cotton Bowl 2015, Alabama beat Michigan State 38-0. I was there at that game. Peach Bowl 2019, LSU put up 63 points against Oklahoma. The 2026 Peach Bowl last year, Indiana put up 56 points against Oregon. Do you fire the coach? Do you fire him? 2015 Rose Bowl, Oregon put up 59 against Florida State. The 2023 National Championship game, Georgia wallop TCU by 58 points. Do you fire the coach? With the greatest season TCU has had since the days of the old Southwest Conference, you fire the coach for getting you that program to the national championship game because they got blown out in the biggest game of the year.
You do not.
Logic.
9174. We'll get to this response when we get back. He's DP. I'm Austin. We'll wrap up hour 2 of Old School. Set the scene for a fun hour 3 of the show when we get back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. Koppel is proud to be the highest rated GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln areas based on Google reviews. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on new Silverado and Sierra 1500 models. But hurry, the 0% financing offer won't last long. Visit us in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southwest of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Husker fans, the 2026 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need you there to continue to make the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium the best atmosphere in college football. You can now choose between 2 Husker football mini plans, including a 3-game mini plan for only $185 and a 4-game mini plan for only $225. Both plans are your best way to guarantee a ticket to the Indiana or Ohio State game. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Play ball! Some places just feel like home. In Lincoln, that place is Haymarket Park. For 25 seasons, it's where we gather with friends, with family, and our out-of-towners who want that same warm welcome. It's where kids catch their first foul ball, where we're all neighbors for at least 9 innings. Because when Salt Dogs fans root for our home team, there isn't a single stranger in the stands. So come one, come all, and let your local tradition play on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back in as we wrap up hour 2 of Old School. Austin Orman and DP with you. 402-464-5685, the number to our starter, Heyman Jewelers text line. The text that we got, DP, was from 9174. DP, these blowouts are not consistently happening from just one coach, though, year after year. And I think Steven gave an interesting response. It'll mean more to you than it does to me. Did Ric Flair get fired when he lost to Buddy Landell?
Playboy Buddy Landell. No, he did not. No, he did not. That is spectacular. Buddy Landell was a Ric Flair, a Nature Boy knockoff. And they went through some things.
Arboretum Boy?
Yeah, just to go, okay, listen, there's one Nature Boy, chill. In that, I mentioned TCU, 2023 national championship runner-up TCU, same coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same coach the last 4 years. But in that championship game, they lost 65-7 to Georgia. A quick study shows that they were blown out by Kansas State 41-3.
Whoops.
The following year, they gave up 69 points to Oklahoma. Number 12, Oklahoma, the following year.
Whoops.
They gave up 66 points to a playoff team, future playoff team, SMU.
Whoop. In a rivalry game, nonetheless.
All in a 30-game stretch at TCU, which apexed in the championship game against Oklahoma. Here's my thing. If you coach long enough, you're going to run through stretches where you get blown out. I can speak from personal experience and that there are state championship basketball teams that were blown out twice during the season and went on to beat both of those teams in the state tournament to win the title. And that's how we did it.
Yeah.
Often the growth happens when you get stunned or shaken. Friction happens and then you grow from it. You get better from it. Now, it doesn't always happen when you want. Sometimes it happens on the biggest stage against the best team you're going to play. That's just the way it is. If you coach long enough, it's going to visit you. It just is. And you listen, great coaches learn how to learn from those blowouts. All of those. Tom Osborne's greatest lessons were the games that he lost that, quite frankly, they didn't play well, right? And it didn't really add up, right? Jay will tell you about those games where we don't understand.
Well, Jay only had like 1 or 2 of them, but
right. Well, but that's the thing, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing, right? But that talks about the size of the greatness of that Nebraska program during that run. But how many teams, how many programs have that run? A 4-year run like Nebraska had 94 through 97.
One a lifetime.
Right. Like it just doesn't happen often. Now, if you go back before that and you go back into those 5 years from 87 to 93, oh, there's a couple of them dogs in it. those dogs in it. It's the same coach, same mentality, maybe a different level of talent and an adjustment. Adjustment from one player who was playing and not getting it done to a replacement that was willing to do what Coach Osborne needed for him to do in order for them to win those big games. It happens. It just happens.
Stephen and Kurt both chime in and say something to the effect of, Steve Spurrier got beat by somebody by 40 points in the national championship game and still had a pretty decent career after that.
Because that great coach told him, you know what? They're better than that.
I think about a story Jay tells all the time. Coach Tom Osborne telling some guy, what's his name? I think it's Nick Saban.
Yeah,
I want to say.
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry, you're not that bad.
You're not that bad. You're not that bad. Like listen, I understand narratives and that sort of thing. And as a fan, you want what you want and you believe what you believe. But there's also evidence that says that, quite frankly, those things happen, and then how you adjust to it ends up being. It's not the fact that the lesson happens. It's that you take the lesson and then you get better from it.
Well, what's the Urban Meyer thing? Event plus response equals outcome?
All the time. All the time.
We'll go to break. When we get back, Major League Baseball proposing changes to the draft, both domestically and internationally. We'll get into that, what that could mean for the future of baseball if this gets implemented in the upcoming CBA. That's next on Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Hey, Nebraska sports fans. This summer, professional tennis returns to Lincoln. Watch rising stars of the ATP Tour compete for over $100,000 in prize money for the 2026 Lincoln Challenger from July 12th to the 19th at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center. Witness top tennis pros compete right here in Lincoln and experience tennis close-up like never before. To purchase tickets or to sign up for volunteer opportunities, please visit www.lincolnchallenger.com. Not just a stop, a stage. Lincoln Challenger 2026.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete in Lincoln and Palmyra. Ready Mixed offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply with Ready Mixed Concrete today to be eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-4 421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs, quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside's margaritas and old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OakStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At LES, safety always comes first for you and their employees. This National Safety Month, visit les.com/safety for easy tips to stay safe around electricity at home and at work.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score. Woo! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time. And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. Your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes, indeed. Away we go into hour 3 of Old School. Austin Orman and DP with you. Be a part of the conversation. 402-464-5685. I'd love to have you along for your drive home. Hope you had a good day at work. Hope you're getting ready to have a great Friday tomorrow. But before we get there, an hour to go on Thursday. And a long way to go, DP, before any of this is passed. And I think that's probably the important thing to note as we start the segment, and we'll reiterate that throughout. None of what we are going to talk about is official. Mm-hmm. It has simply been proposed by the league office, by Rob Manfred's office, Major League Baseball, and by proxy, obviously, its owners, not the Players Association. This is from Major League Baseball, the league office, a proposal to change the format of the Major League Baseball draft. This is both internationally and domestically. I think the headlining thing that we need to lead the segment with is that high school talent would no longer be eligible for the Major League Baseball draft, which would then condense from 20 rounds down to 12.
Unless they were 18, over 18.
Yes.
Unless they were over 18, which, then there's, which leads, again, each domino makes another domino fall, which means that reclassification becomes a more normal thing, to get your kids in the room under that year, right? And then it becomes, I literally had parents ask the question about this. Well, what would you recommend? Do I keep my kid in the year where he becomes 18 that summer, or late in his senior year, and then is eligible for the draft, but still eligible for college baseball, not losing a year of college baseball eligibility? Because if you're good enough to be considered to be drafted, you're probably good enough to be considered full scholarship and maybe some shared revenue money as well. So again, in the space. But then they decided to put in the verbiage about international players. And then they slipped up and gave a number. They couldn't resist. They couldn't resist. And we tell you about how not connected to the people. Sometimes administrators and executives are. To throw in the what was the number? How many million was it? 200.
So yes, what I'm seeing, here's the simplest way I've seen it laid out. The league proposed an international draft. So starting in 2027, if the new CBA were to be agreed on, both the domestic draft and the international draft would be 12 rounds each, with $200 million bonus pools in the domestic draft and the international draft.
Do those include signing bonuses?
What I saw in ESPN's write-up about this is that, and where was it? I just had the paragraph and I scrolled past it. Okay. Under MLB's international draft proposal, an unlimited number of undrafted players can sign for a maximum of $10,000 each, while also getting a $30,000 bonus upon graduating to a full season minor league affiliate.
That's what it was.
So this is under the new international draft proposal for the undrafted ones. The draft itself, the 12 rounds, would have the assigned slot bonus like the domestic draft we think of now.
And you would not be guaranteed said money because you have to finish in good standing, which is relative to the organization and a bunch of other things, right? Yep. So visa issues, certainly being there on time, because that's not exactly processing well. They're also having to work behind the scenes to handle that because they're asking for exemption. That if players are drafted, that they get a certain visa exemption. What are you saying? And then the average for these 300 plus players is $500,000.
Yeah.
$500,000 for players who may not speak the language, who may not have been to the country, may not be able to get in the country, and don't know any better.
I think the international part is fascinating. I was doing my best to read about it, but I think for the sake of consistency and clarity, some bullet points from ESPN's write-up again. The current system essentially sets the minimum age at 17 instead of 18. But those restrictions have long been ignored. For several years, teams have been striking illegal handshake agreements with players as young as 10 and 11 years old, leading essentially DP to steroid use and falsified birth documents.
On every side, and that these miraculous players who have a little brother who's bigger, faster, stronger than the player that they signed, additional bonuses that go into play that somehow get delivered to mom and dad at a villa at an international city.
Right.
And you just understand all of this. All of this is BS. It's all BS because it's another example that the adults in the room can't hold themselves and each other accountable.
And that is the PA's argument. So
none of this is about the player. None of it. No. It's just teams and adults and execs that won't behave themselves.
Nailed it. And this is where the MLB PA versus MLB thing comes to light again from ESPN. But the MLB PA at large has long seen an international draft as yet another ploy by owners to control costs and eliminate free markets, arguing that if Major League Baseball truly wanted to eliminate corruption in the international amateur system, it should have punished the teams that so clearly engage in those illegal pre-deals and put more resources into on-the-ground investigations of the other issues. MLB's counter is that the corruption, especially in the Dominican Republic, where every team has built academies, has become too deep-seated to adequately police. Major League Baseball is saying, hey, sorry, the problem's bigger than us. We let it get too bad. We can't do anything about it unless we change the system. MLB PA is saying, you know who the offenders are. Just go get them.
It's your system. It's your system. It has your logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, my time in Houston was spent often at camps or satellite camps for this sort of thing. And the things that you saw, you understood. Wait a minute, this kid's 16 years old. No, he's not. No, he's not. That kid's voted twice. What are we talking about?
What is the bad news bears? I am 12.
I am 12. It becomes too much to expect the young people to be honorable and the families in need to be responsible when the adults, when the decision makers are willing to write a check or pass cash and do all the things that are off the table constantly and consistently. I mean, they talked about in Houston, and mind you that the Astros and the Texans and the Marlins and the Padres tend to delve in those pools a little bit more often than others.
I would think the Dodgers are included as well.
Dodgers, Yankees are absolutely 1A and 1B, depending on the day.
Diamondbacks aren't good enough at doing it for their proximity.
Well, here's the thing: there certainly aren't, and a lot of it's the academy. Who's in charge of the academy?
Yeah,
because each academy needs to be affiliated with a major league franchise and a scouting group led by major league scouts from the various teams. So each team, and again, I can speak for somebody that was offered the job to be the Yankees International Scouting Development Coordinator. And the contract reads like it was written in piglet. And it didn't make sense. And he just went, oh my goodness, what do you think about this? And I said, run as far away as humanly possible because it's good, the backlash. But was
there a burn it step in there as well?
Yeah,
burn the contract run.
Well, it's not even. And here's the thing: if you're offering somebody the ability to offer families anywhere from $250,000 to $1 million to change their lives, you better make sure that the people who get to make those decisions don't need their lives changed too. That those people have money. It's the ad. Well, you can't buy snake venom serum from the snake that bit you.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Oh, straight up.
And you have to move away from it. It's gone into the college game. Hate to tell you, some of that's already here in Nebraska and Creighton.
We'll get to that in the second segment. Don't worry.
Right, but once again, we refuse to deal with the first thing first, which is I'm going to find the programs, the organizations that engage in this. I'm going to ban the people who sign those agreements and hand over those agreements. I'm going to eliminate those organizations from being able to get into this drafting pool. Once you prove that you poison the pool, you're no longer allowed to be a part of it. That's how simple this is. And quite frankly, there are organizations that would say, I'll take the first hit. I'll take the second hit. I'll take the third hit. But if you're paying your scouting director $250,000 to execute these things, he will pay $40,000 for a bag runner, for a bag man. He'll pay another $30,000 for another bag man. He'll pay somebody here who executes the conversation in the second language.
Right.
So that there's plausible deniability that the parents and the player did not understand what illegal thing they were being asked to do by the person who also miscommunicated because of a language issue.
Right.
And all of it's on the top end. It's all the organizations. It's all Major League Baseball. Shame on them all, once again, because there's a way to do this. They've chosen not to.
The wrong way, because I can agree with what the Players Association is saying in that they appreciate and they enjoy, in theory, the free market system, where if you have a well-established academy that's become a pipeline, that you have the relationships formed down there and you're doing things, quote unquote, the right way. If you're being good for the young athletes who, to your point, DP, probably have come from not as much as many of the athletes in the United States for whom, that $10,000, that $30,000 is life-changing money for them and their family, as opposed to, I don't know, like, let's say Bobby Witt, for example, whose dad and, brothers-in-law played in Major League Baseball, and can be a little pickier. It's why we see more Latin players. Ozzie Albies comes to mind. Ronald Acuna Jr. comes to mind for guys that signed maybe a quote-unquote below-market contract earlier, because guess what? That's life-changing money then. They don't want to risk, another injury in Acuna's
but
case.
But they're also already under loan agreements where, 20% of their future earnings goes to these agents behind the deal. Right? And again, it's taking advantage of people because the adults in the room, that's just how they're built. It's the get-ahead business, and it doesn't work for good business.
Yeah. My dad, so he's a Spanish teacher at Seward, said he used to communicate with Tony Bernazard, who was in charge of Major League's program of English as a second language, essentially, and said even back then it was clear that nobody really knew who was in charge and responsible for what. It sounds like nothing has changed. And that's the problem, because in theory, I would love it if the teams that are best at running the organization and taking care of the players and their families got access to the best talent. Except that's not the case. What we're seeing is hey, here's a young kid that I saw throw pretty hard in this, pickup game on the street. We're going to pump him with steroids. We're going to give him a little bit of money that's going to end up getting farmed out 4 or 5 other places because people have their hands in this young man's pocket instead of letting him grow and thrive. We're going to get in earlier. And to your point, nothing's done about it for Major League Baseball. Because let's take the Dodgers, for example. I don't know if they're one of the dirty teams, but I would picture them as the team that would take the first, not just 3 hits, but 4 hits, 5 hits, 6 hits, 10 hits, 15 hits.
They were doing this in the Valenzuela era. They were doing this. We understand that the Alou brothers, you go back to the Martinez family. Listen, it's been done. The Rodriguez, we can go back to the 70s and the Washington Senators and Aurelio Rodriguez and the family, the senor from San Sonoro. And they knew they were deeply rooted in this thing. Tony Sanguillen from the Pirates, Clemente, and these planes where you had a private plane to fly back and forth to the Dominican Republic to find kids who were overdeveloped, right? Understimulated.
Yeah.
But they wanted out.
Yeah.
And it didn't take much to get them out. As a matter of fact, the problem in that choosing the international is that you're not engaging in the urban community.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That you would put $200 million a year into international play rather than urban and poor American cities.
Right here at home.
Right here at home.
Right here at home.
Remember, the college kids don't even receive value because they're not even fully scholarshiped.
Right. Nebraska was at what? 15, maybe?
14 this year.
14? Out of 30, out of 34.
And
less than half.
The NIL and shared revenue money was nickels and dimes.
Mm-hmm.
So
and they put more money into facilities, not players.
What we keep saying it. We keep saying it. You can tell me that all of this, they constantly go after player and player money. It's not player and player money. It never has been. It never will be. The problem are the rich folks at the top who are being selfish and greedy and diabolical in how they're doing business. Write it down. You quote me on it. That's literally how it works, and that's the problem.
Scott Boras, the commissioner's office has issued an edict to all major league franchises, development staff, coaching, and scouting staff that you're frankly not worthy of choosing and developing talent. It's bad business.
Well, first of all, to tell me that there isn't enough talent in America, wrong.
Wrong.
Tell me that there's not enough undeveloped talent in America, wrong. Tell me that you're doing a better job of scouting and supplementing those camps in America, wrong.
Wrong.
Then, if we're talking about one country, if you said Puerto Rico, you said Dominican Republic, if you said Cuba, if you said Philippines, if you said any of those, any South American country, how many of those produced major league players and how many are waiting? So you're not talking about one place where you go and in the academy. No, the academies accumulate talent and connection. And they're spread out. So it's every trip. I don't know. How much does it cost to fly from New York to the Dominican Republic? Right.
I don't know.
It's constant. And you're going to do it. And hey, it's not like you're flying coach. That's not how it works. You're going to eat there. Who teaches?
Let's go Santo Domingo.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a $510 flight from New York, one way.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm looking
per person.
I want you to answer 1927. I would like your answer to that.
Oh boy. While we wait for 1927, MLB PA's response. Today, MLB made another set of proposals that are flat out bad for baseball, ones that would cripple the next generation of players and damage the future of our game. They would, among other things, eliminate over $1 billion in player compensation from the international and domestic system over the next 5 years, with a $400 million reduction from 26 to 27 alone. Destroy fundamental player rights and remove talent from our sport by barring high school and JUCO players, anyone under age 20, from the domestic draft. Abolish an entire year of international signings by delaying the first draft until at least September of 27 and as late as March of 28, denying young international players the ability to start their professional careers. Players remain committed to bargaining in good faith and leaving baseball better than they found it. The league's proposals fall woefully short.
The players need help. They make the statement that they need help. They are also not capable of dictating how this plays out.
Right.
No player in the internet from an international country, I don't care what part of the planet controls their value in Major League Baseball or in the Major League Baseball system.
Right.
None of them control it.
Nope.
Most of them have never left the place that they are.
And most of them never will.
And most of them don't know what it will take. The biggest adjustment for international baseball players is learning how to live in America. Language change, diet, money, access to people, social media engagement, insurance,
taxes,
the whole
schedule.
shebang. And it becomes the thing, right? That they make it because of skill. They will not make it because of things away from the skill. Things not the skill.
Baseball finds them because of their skill. Baseball spits them out because of the other stuff.
Because of the other stuff. It's just juice not worth the squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, it's crazy that this is what's going on. And that they're talking about it in public as though baseball fans are too stupid to understand that this isn't the problem.
Right.
This isn't the problem. The draft isn't the problem. One-day draft isn't the problem. The number of rounds, not a problem. The amount of money you pay, not the problem. It's the fact that you won't police yourself and you won't police the people you do business with. You would much rather just scrape and scrap and cheat and deny and lie and then hopefully not get caught so you can keep doing it.
Or if you do get caught, what's the punishment? Oh, you lose some money next year.
Which is your
okay.
You just said there's a $200 million pool for you to work from. Is that per team or is that?
No, that's $200 million spread around to all 30 teams for both the international draft and the domestic draft.
Who pays it?
Both. It comes from the league office.
Boy, that's a lot. That's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot. There's a lot more to discuss. We'll be back with more as we continue Hour 3 of Old School next on The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Play ball! Some places just feel like home. In Lincoln, that place is Haymarket Park. For 25 seasons, it's where we gather with friends, with family, and our out-of-towners who want that same warm welcome. It's where kids catch their first foul ball, where we're all neighbors for at least 9 innings. Because when Salt Dogs fans root for our home team, there isn't a single stranger in the stands. So come one, come all, and let your local tradition play on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete in Lincoln and Palmyra. Ready Mixed offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply with Ready Mixed Concrete today to be eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southwest of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
At LES, safety always comes first for you and their employees. This National Safety Month, visit les.com/safety for easy tips to stay safe around electricity at home and at work.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. Koppel is proud to be the highest rated GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln areas based on Google reviews. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on new Silverado and Sierra 1500 models. But hurry, this 0% financing offer won't last long. Visit us in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs, quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside's margaritas and old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in to Old School. A big thanks to the people at Schweizo Construction for helping sponsor the show. They're hiring all sorts of positions. Check them out online, schweizo.com, schwizw.com. It's a team that has your back both on and off the job site. I can vouch for that firsthand. Appreciate the Blum family for everything they do for us at the station and have done for me personally. So big thanks to them. I'm Austin. He's at DP. And you're you. Thanks for listening on your drive home from work. Hopefully you're on your way to having a nice night at the ballpark, a nice night at home, whatever it is that is on your mind. What's on our mind right now, DP, is the Major League Baseball draft. I think we can turn this from the international stage right now to Nebraska baseball and the prep talent here in these ranks, because the other part of this proposal from Major League Baseball is that players would not be draft eligible until they're 20 years old, which leaves one option for them if they want to declare before that, potentially, the Bryce Harper route. Be 17, go JUCO, ball out. If you don't get drafted, okay, you can still go sign with a high-level power program and get your NIL money. But Major League Baseball, to me, is saying, we don't want to develop players. We want ready-made products. As of now, there are no plans to contract the minor league system, but it seems like that's a logical next step after the CBA would expire.
Why would this be the path?
MLB wants to save money. They don't want to invest in the minor leagues. They don't want to pay coaches. They don't want to pay for technology across. They would rather make college baseball spend the money to develop Major League Baseball's talent for it.
So why not just stop doing it?
How about that for an idea?
How about just stop doing it? Like, you're not forced to draft in the way that you do. You're not forced to pay in the way that you do. Mm-hmm. You're not forced to employ or tax or manage in any way other than the way that you have collectively agreed to do. Mm-hmm. Then it's the pursuit of an advantage. And either you decide that you're good at the thing that you're regulated to do, or you're not. And if you can't figure out why you're not, then you do this. Then you do this. And then you go, okay, quite frankly, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to take my ball and go home. Take my ball and go home. What would happen if you stopped drafting? If, let's say, the Kansas City Royals stopped drafting and then had to have players designate themselves to the Royals voluntarily?
That would not happen.
People ain't coming.
I can tell you that much.
People ain't coming. They're not coming to Kansas City.
Nope.
They're not coming to Kansas City. What would you say about the Cuban superstar? Is he going to go to Kansas City or is he going to go to Miami?
To be fair, Jose Abreu did end up with the White Sox, but that man is going to Miami next time.
Right. And he's mad he didn't go to New York.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, hey, if you're Dominican and you only speak one language and the second language is partial, do you go where people speak your language or do you go where people don't speak your language?
You go where people speak your language.
Man, and where are they? Are they New York, L.A., Miami?
They're not
Houston?
Kansas City, I can tell you that much.
Right? It's just, I mean, like, you set the rules to protect yourselves from each other, right? To cover your inadequacies. We're familiar with it in Nebraska. You recruit based on, you know what, quite frankly, people aren't aware. They don't know you that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to get them here to see you, meet you, and know you so that, I can see myself here.
Mm-hmm.
Major League Baseball has the same problem. They've always had the same problem. As a matter of fact, they've had the same problems in trying to find owners in various ports of the country rather than players. Right? Because it used to be we only take players from our region or from our state. And then you realize that really is eliminating a lot of teams from having good players. It's like, oh my goodness, all the players are over here. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, then, hey, we can go to California. We can have 4 teams in California and still have enough players. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. That's probably really good idea. Let's do that. It's constantly monitoring themselves for their own inadequacies.
Mm-hmm.
None of this, again, makes sense to players or fans. It shouldn't make sense to the executives. They have to know that this isn't going to help you do the thing that's going to make you successful at your job, which is win games and represent the city and community that you work in.
Speaking of representing the city and the community that you work in, I think that if this passes, there's not a guarantee, obviously, but a non-zero chance that Nebraska could benefit. Nebraska baseball specifically. Hear me out here. Because I think it could lead to more Max Anderson scenarios. Think about how Max Anderson got to Nebraska. Committed to A&M, COVID logjam, season canceled, players come back. I think if you limit the Major League Baseball draft to 20-year-olds, and yes, you'd make college players eligible after their sophomore year, I think talent would, in MLB's vision, kind of have a logjam in college to some degree. So players would stay at LSU, A&M, Florida, Big 12, ACC, whatever, a year longer, which would provide a pileup, which means, let's say, like a Tyson Lewis. That's the guy whose picture I have up on screen right now as well. Was committed to Arkansas, ends up getting drafted by the Reds, takes his money. You know, there's going to be your guys like a Bubba Day that we just saw in the state tournament, a Cale Fountain, guys like that will bypass Nebraska. But Max Anderson wasn't getting drafted out of high school, was going to go to one of the premier college programs. But I think the more good players get held back in college, the more it creates a pileup. Not saying it happen every year, might be once every 5 years. Maybe it's less common than I think. But I think there's enough prep talent in Nebraska that at least gets Major League Baseball draft looks and upper level college baseball looks, that if players were forced to hang around some of these top programs for longer, there'd be enough players that would say, hey, I'd rather play 2 years at Nebraska, get on the field, than sit for a year behind this well-established guy that normally would have been drafted and out the door by now, or not even there to begin with, and then hope to play for 1 year and not get recruited over. There'll be some that still go because they want their recruiting pedigree to match the pedigree of the college that they're going to. But I think there would be a higher likelihood of more, Max Anderson scenarios for Nebraska just with in-state players.
But you would have more negative Bryce Matthews situation.
That's the trade-off.
So why are you doing it?
It's the trade-off. Yeah.
Who's having the better time of it?
How do you balance it?
Right.
How do you balance it? Yeah.
Right. So for all of that, right? That ultimately, if you can play, it'll play out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just we're maneuvering pieces. We're chasing Jello with a fork. The reality is this: if you're good at what you're developing and good at identifying who can play for you, right? What are the necessary skill sets? What are the 4 boxes out of the 5 that I must have? There's probably 3 I must have. 1 I'd like to have, and then 1, okay, not so much.
We can work with it.
Right? We can deal with that. If you know that and how you're going to do business and position yourself, the rest of it doesn't matter. Where I get them doesn't matter. There's some athletes who don't even play baseball in high school or in college who would make the Major League Scouts drool at the idea behind it. Like you find those guys and okay. Mark Fidra, I can go back to old school and go, yeah, you go back to the Bird and you go, wait a minute. There were so many boxes not checked with the guy that him making it breaks the metric.
Miracle.
Right? Fernando Valenzuela. Wait a minute, where'd you find him? And you got him young. What are the odds? For every Barry Bonds that knows early, for every Ken Griffey Jr. that knows early, there's a bunch of guys that aren't that good that quite frankly shouldn't get the chance.
There's a fascinating list of, I was looking this up just for curiosity's sake, MLB players that debuted as teenagers, because that would be completely off the table in this case, right? Recent examples, Connor Griffin just debuted, and Mike Trout finished second in the MVP before he would have even been able to have been drafted under the new system. You get names like Granny Hamner, Gene Mock, Ed Kranepool, Robin Yount, Stuffy McInnes, Rusty Staub, Bobby Dorr, Cass Michaels, Tony Canigliaro, Al Kaline, Ken Griffey Jr., Hank Ruskowski, Mickey Mantle, Billy Consolo, Bob Kennedy, Veda Pinson, Sibby Sisti, Brooks Robinson, Rogers Hornsby, Adrian Beltre, not to mention your Bryce Harper's, Ken Griffey Jr.'s, Alex Rodriguez's.
Yeah, but those are the exceptions.
That is exactly the point. The vast majority of that list, a lot of those guys,
Well, but how many guys don't you know? That number is crazy. Look, those are the top 1% of all the people who fell into those categories.
And so there's the trade-off. Are we willing to risk delaying the careers of some of those players to level it out? Because it's so rare for teams to debut in the major league level. There's been, enough of them, but it's not like it happens every year. No, I mean, I think as Major League Baseball tries to figure out exactly what this is for, like, what do you really want to accomplish? Because you led with spending more money in the international side to take back money in the national domestic
side. Right? Which doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me unless you figure, great, it's the untapped source over there.
But is it untapped?
I don't know. Well,
I would agree with you. I think the urban inner cities are probably more untapped than the Latin markets at this point.
Well, there are more great urban athletes who are just hanging out doing something else because they don't have access for baseball.
Well, look at the percentage of Hispanic Latino players versus the percentage of black players in Major League Baseball today.
That's changed on a reason because, well, there's some belief that Dominican players will take less money than the black players. Yeah, that was the whole behind closed door conversation, was that the decline in black players was because execs thought the Dominican players, who were really dirt poor, were far more willing to accept less to come and play baseball and accept less money for longer because it meant more to them than it did the black players or poor white players. Right? A poor white player knows, wait a minute, this is what baseball players get as a rookie. This is what I should be doing. They know what a bus trip in the AAA should look like. Dominican players don't know that until they get here. And they wouldn't know a small town in Nebraska from Omaha. They wouldn't know the difference. And they don't know the price difference. They don't know the living conditions. They don't know. They don't know the people.
How could they?
Right. They don't know. So there was some portion that I would much rather, again, juice to the squeeze, I would much rather invest in a smaller amount in international players because the expectation was lower and the ceiling was still as high. So when you got one that worked, that actually excelled and assimilated and it's a win because your investment input was much lower.
Was a pittance.
Right. It was much lower. Again, this is owners and managers working against themselves. Who's willing to get the most talent, search the most players to get the most talent for the least amount of resource? And then ultimately, if somebody's better at developing cheap labor, then you just pay more for labor, which is what New York, Los Angeles is what they've been known to do. And matter of fact, they'll let you develop the labor and then pay for it in year 4.
Right.
Right? It's like,
Right.
wait a minute, thanks for developing it, Tampa. We'll take them now. Appreciate it.
Right.
Well done. Well done.
You enjoy arbitration, we'll enjoy free agency.
Thanks, Tokyo. Now give me Otani, and let's figure it. Thanks, Korea. Thanks, China. But that's the business that they're doing. Do you want it the right way, which is whatever way works for you, or do you want it the wrong way, which is more difficult and doesn't work?
That's the question. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back to wrap up Old School. Royals and Cardinals on the air coming up at 6. We'll have a short segment to finish our baseball conversation next.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Husker fans, the 2026 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need you there to continue to make the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium the best atmosphere in college football. You can now choose between 2 Husker football mini plans, including a 3-game mini plan for only $185 and a 4-game mini plan for only $225. Both plans are your best way to guarantee a ticket to the Indiana or Ohio State game. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southeast of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Bonzal Pool and Spa is turning 75, and you're getting the presents. Right now, we're counting down to our Big Diamond Anniversary Bash on July 11th with massive weekly doorbuster sales. Stop in every Monday for 75% off your favorite premium BioGuard water care products. Plus, every $75 you spend starting today enters you to win a $7,500 premium in-home sauna. Get your pool ready for summer and start winning today at Bonzal Pool and Spa, 33rd and Nebraska Parkway in Lincoln. Bonzal Pool and Spa, every day made better.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs, quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside's margaritas and old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Need service on your home air conditioner? Call the company Lincoln has counted on since 1952. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. No matter what brand you have, when you need service, you want Bryant's experienced pros working for you. Friendly, NATE certified technicians with the tools, training, and technology to restore your comfort quickly. No matter what brand, when you need service, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Try one final segment here on Old School. Austin Orman and DP with you, talking some Major League Baseball draft. Again, none of this is official, just a bunch of proposals from the league office. Want to get to this from Heyman Beans on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. The international is the opposite of the States, where parents hold their kids back to where they're at the top of their class, being old and more mature. I would say it goes both ways, right, DP? For every situation you can think of where you have a kid maybe playing young, I think that's a big indicator of success. But then, you've been in Texas, California, Florida, have a reputation as well for your 20-year-old, senior quarterbacks, right? Be old before you go to college. There are plenty of examples nationally and internationally of sending kids away to academies young or holding them back so they're old for their class just for the sake of sports success and glory.
Yeah, I mean, the reclass issue is a full national issue. Reclassifying players, holding them back, putting them in the school a year later, letting them develop, which is some of its physical development, some of its emotional development. Some of it's the body maturing. Sometimes it's just playing against people that you think are younger than younger, smaller, slower, whatever the case may be. And it happens. And it's the same problem. Listen, college sports reclassified several times since COVID.
Oh, it's happened all the time. It's not a new thing at all.
Right. Like to be able to do that and understand what it is. So Dominican families, priorities are different, right? In a lot of cases, it makes more sense for them not to disclose, and documentation falls into the wrong hands sometimes, and it becomes a real thing. I just think, again, all of it, there is a way to confirm everything. Every single adult in a position of power has the ability and wherewithal and resource to verify the age of a young person trying to compete. Like we all know. And every now and then there's one adult that goes, okay. That's the problem. Once again, the kids only do what the adults allow them to do.
Like you said, coached or allowed.
Yep.
There's a funny, more innocent version of this playing out across the NFL right now with my Indianapolis Colts, DP. Sauce Gardner was born in 2001, but Wikipedia and NFL lists his birthday as 2000. He says, on all my official documents, everything you can verify, it's 2001. But for some reason, his Wikipedia page and the NFL's official page have Sauce Gardner as being born in the year 2000 instead of 2001. And, in the NFL, age is a thing, affects, your contracts, how willing teams are to take a risk on you with a second or third contract. And so not every time is it nefarious, but it's just kind of funny when it happens
that's
on
still nefarious. Like how easy is it to correct your birthday?
You would think it'd be pretty easy.
Like listen.
Even Madden had it wrong for Sauce Gardner.
In order for you to get paid, you have to provide documentation. Before you enter into a contract with any pro team, you have to provide documentation. Nobody gets paid without documentation.
Well, Sauce Gardner's getting paid. Let's be clear.
Right? He got paid because the people in power turned their head. They turned their head. Said, quite frankly, none of us want to look bad for not knowing this 6 months early. Right? And you didn't tell us. Why didn't you tell us? I didn't think it was important. Well, it should have been important enough for you to ask.
So my understanding of the reporting is that the Colts had everything as 2001. That's what's on everything. But the Wikipedia people didn't verify. Madden somehow didn't verify. And the NFL's website didn't. Everything official to get that young man paid and everything is 2001.
Well, because they saw it on the internet? They took it as absolute. What?
I don't know.
Have we not learned anything? You don't know Wikipedia. You don't know Wikipedia. Why would
they don't know you?
Right. Like, it's just, why do we constantly, it's amazing to me. I read it somewhere, so it must be true. No, there's a way to confirm. I don't know. Ask Sauce Gardner how old he was.
Right.
Like that would do if Wikipedia wants to be confirmed and it wants to be valid and have credential. I don't know. Ask a question. You might get information.
Well, there'd be a first time for everything.
Yeah, the nerve of us all.
The nerve of us all for asking. DP, I appreciate it. Thanks for sitting in.
Thank you, kind sir.
It's been fun. Check out anything you missed via the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Listen back, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter as well. It'll be up on Allo rerunning at some point for you, channel 961 as well. For DP, I'm Austin. We're getting out of here. Full Ticket Weeknights comes your way next on a beautiful Thursday in the capital city. Talk to you soon.